we insist that the hateful language they hear from public figures on TV does not represent the true spirit of this country.
Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
If you miss the days when the White House felt steady, this moment will take you back. Because the way Barack Obama handled Trump's insult to Michelle wasn't loud or dramatic. It was pure Obama. Smart, calm, and unforgettable.
Now, I know you do this just to win an election. I know you do it for me.
The hall was buzzing long before the event began. Cameras lined the walls, reporters whispered, and the audience leaned forward, ready for something big. Trump walked in with his familiar confidence, waving, smiling, filling the room with energy.
Many people discussed this. Many people, they said it. So when I said it, it became like a big deal. And that's, the way it is. But I was very viciously attacked.
Not far from him sat Barack Obama, composed as ever. It was the first time the two had shared a stage in years, and the tension felt almost physical. Obama spoke first. His voice was warm and steady as he talked about responsibility, about how leadership is measured not by ego, but by service.
My fellow Americans, it has been the honor of my life to serve you. I won't stop. In fact, I will be right there with you as a citizen for all my remaining days.
His words didn't need force to land. They carried weight on their own. The applause was real, immediate. But Trump's expression tightened, and when he stepped up to speak, the shift in energy was instant. His voice was louder, his gestures sharper. He praised his achievements, then drifted into comparisons.
Look, I'm for having countries pay us billions and billions and trillions even dollars. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China. Nobody took in 10 cents, not one other president. I do things that make it, that don't necessarily make me so popular. I just do what's right.
Then the jabs began. He spoke about leaders who talk about unity, but didn't do much. Then he went further. He suggested Michelle Obama spent more time on books than on solving problems.
One of your toughest critics on this is the First Lady, Michelle Obama. She says, your behavior, your words are cruel, they are frightening. This is not how decent people behave. This is not how people who want to be president behave.
Well, what's she going to say? Is she going to say I'm wonderful?
The room froze. You could feel the air change. People looked at Obama, but he didn't move. Not a blink, not a shift, just calm stillness. Trump pushed deeper, twisting Michelle's famous line, "When they go low, we go high," into a taunt.
No, our motto is, when they go low, we go high.
The crowd gasped. Even some of Trump's supporters grew uneasy. Obama stayed silent, watching, listening, thinking. When Trump finally finished, the applause was thin, uncertain. Obama rose slowly and walked to the podium with the same quiet confidence he had carried all night. His voice was low, controlled. He spoke about integrity, about how real leadership is revealed when no one is watching.
When did that become okay? Why would we go along with that? And by the way, I'm sorry, gentlemen, I've noticed this especially with some men who seem to think Trump's behavior, the bullying and the putting people down, is a sign of strength.
Then he turned toward Trump. "You've spent time talking about my wife," he said. "Let me offer you something to think about." The room held its breath, and then, calmly, clearly, he delivered the line that froze the whole hall in place. "Tell Barron who his real mother is." Silence. No movement, no whisper, no breath. Trump stared at him, stunned, as the meaning sank in. A clean, sharp reflection of Trump's own years of uncomfortable comments and contradictions.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. What you said, that's a nasty question.
Obama didn't raise his voice. He didn't repeat himself. He just let the truth sit there, heavy and undeniable. When Trump finally managed to speak, he called it an insult. Obama simply replied, "Truth doesn't insult, it reveals." The crowd reacted instantly, not with chaos, but with understanding. A slow, deliberate wave of applause began at the back of the room and spread forward.
I have no more campaigns to run. My only agenda, I know because I won both of them.
Trump tried to laugh it off, but nothing landed. His jokes fell flat. His rhythm was broken. Obama had already shifted the tone. When the moderator moved to closing remarks, Obama walked up one last time. He didn't mention Trump. He didn't mention the exchange. He simply reminded the audience that when a nation loses empathy and respect, it loses its strength. The applause this time was full and warm. Trump clapped stiffly, staring ahead. Later, rumors spread that he tried to cut parts of the broadcast. Aides whispered that he blamed staff for not stopping Obama's response sooner, but the words were already out. Too many cameras, too many witnesses. Obama left quietly, shaking hands as he walked out into the calm night air. To him, the matter was finished. He hadn't shouted, he hadn't attacked. He had simply defended dignity with dignity. And that's what people remembered. The next morning, the moment was everywhere. Not because Obama was loud, but because he wasn't. His silence had hit harder than any insult. His patience had cut deeper than anger ever could. People replayed the exchange not to watch a fight, but to see what composure looks like when tested. Because sometimes the strongest person in the room isn't the one who shouts, but the one who waits, listens, and speaks only when it matters. And that night, it wasn't the loudest man who owned the stage. It was the quietest one.